Episode 3 on the Wings of Keeradaks. With the Techno-Union reinforcements advancing on their position, Anakin and company are pinned down and forced to retreat from Perkle City in any means they can. With the help of Tech, the Republic squad is saved by a group of Keeradaks who fly them back to the Poltech village. Unhappy with Anakin breaking his word on not bringing the war back to his village, the Poltech leader ultimately agrees to fight after witnessing what the Techno-Union did to Echo. Together, both groups devise a plan and pull off a sneak attack on the attacking Union forces in the village. All goes well until the Tri-Droids arrive and start wreaking havoc, causing Anakin and company to rethink their strategy. And after a bit of improvising, the Republic squad then manage to outwit and dismantle the Tri-Droids, repelling back the Techno-Union attack on the Poltech village once and for all. This episode was the final act of the Rescue for Echo on Skako Minor mission, and it was another deliberate package of action set-piece heavy moments. Which, don't get me wrong, I love, but at the same time there really isn't that much to talk about. It's just clones and droids going boom boom, Bad Batch and Anakin kicking butt, explosion after explosion, and that's pretty much the episode. But on a serious note, there were a few cool specific things I really did like here, and also some other parts where I was a little about. For instance, I wasn't particularly big on Echo out of nowhere being combat ready like that. I mean, after the last episode, his condition seemed incredibly dire, like he barely had the strength to speak, breathe, and was generally struggling to stay alive. Like, who knows if the Techno-Union were even feeding him anything there? And he definitely had muscle atrophy, considering how long he's been stuck in that chamber too. Yet, not long after being freed, he's able to ride a Keeradak with ease, given a blaster, and has no problems at all fighting the Techno-Union forces. And sure, don't get me wrong, it was great to see Echo back in action like that, but there's no way someone in his condition should be able to hold a blaster, much less even have the strength and mental know-how to successfully shoot down enemies in the sky with it. A tad bit too much for me to buy into. With that said, there were a lot more things that I did like in this episode. Like the organic decimator was seriously cool and seemed like a genuine threat to our heroes, which is not something you often see on the show when it comes to the droids. Had the Bad Batch faced off against that, then I doubt they'd come out alive. Which leads me to my other point, believe it or not, I actually thought we'd see at least one of them die here, if not the whole squad. Especially since I've been hearing that this episode had a scene where somebody brutally dies from the organic decimator. So I naturally figured this episode was ultimately leading up to that and would explain why we never see or hear about the Bad Batch after Order 66. And if one of them was going to bite the dust, then I thought it was surely going to be Wrecker, who actually had 2 close calls from what I remember, but thankfully he managed to survive each time. Also, seeing the D-Wing droids be able to fly out of nowhere like that was unexpected but fun, which I suppose in retrospect makes sense given their design and literally having the word wing in their name. Although I'll admit that when they did start flying to chase down Anakin's squad, and then Tech says, "Oh, that wasn't part of the plan, those things can fly," then I seriously at that point was expecting to hear "they fly now, they fly now, they fly now" joke thrown in there for good measure, you know? Considering Disney is producing this show and all. But maybe it's a good thing they didn't put that in there. Overall, this was a decent episode. Can't say it was my favorite of the Bad Batch arc thus far, but it was nonetheless still a fun ride. Although the ending did leave me confused, as it showed Echo repeating what Rex said, just like old times, and then it had some ominous music playing in the background, yet at the same time, Echo didn't seem to give off an impression to us the viewers at least, that he's got any sinister motives. So I'm not sure if the ending was trying to tell us that Echo is actually a bad guy now or not, because all it really did was confuse me due to the execution here not being all there. And I feel that's not what the show's intent obviously was. Or at least it better not be. But that was my take on this episode of the Clone Wars. Let me know what you all thought about it in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.